Hi, everybody, and welcome to Faces in the Field. My name is Adam Darengowski. I work with the communications team here at Miller Pipeline. Faces in the Field is, of course, where we highlight the efforts of one of our teammates making it happen out on the job site. Today, that teammate is Valentin Quintero. He is out of the West region here at Miller Pipeline, and he is a foreman for us. Valentin, welcome to Faces in the Field.
Thank you for having me, Adam.
Well, I usually like to start at the beginning for everyone because it gives us a nice jumping off point. So, can you explain how you got into the industry, what brought you here, and what your experience was leading up to entering the natural gas construction industry?
Okay. Well, I have a little bit over a decade in this industry. Um, I didn't have any experience before I came into the industry, but I picked up a lot of tools and just a lot of things that I learned along the way. But I did start this industry back in like 2007. I worked for a different contractor, a local contractor, for about 2 to 3 years. And then I worked for, the second contractor that I worked for. I worked for a little bit longer. Um, I was there for a couple years, and, I started as a laborer, worked myself up to being a lead guy, and, long before I'm a foreman now, been a foreman ever since. When I left that contractor, a buddy of mine told me about Miller, that there was an opportunity to be a foreman over here, and yeah, got to talking to management, and I'm here 7 years now.
Congratulations! Wow. I- what I think a lot of people think that you have to have a deep knowledge to even get your start in this industry. What would you tell them about your experience coming in without much industry knowledge and how you can kind of learn on the job? What was that like for you?
Um, well, you don't have to have the experience or the knowledge. I mean, Miller does a really good, you know, thing by training everyone that comes in, as best as they can, getting them ready to go out into the field. And then, once you're out in the field, first day, you're surrounded by a lot of knowledgeable guys, older guys. I don't think age really matters, but you're surrounded by a lot of knowledgeable guys that are teaching you the tools that you need to be able to do the job safely and correctly, most importantly.
Now you're one of those knowledgeable guys. How do you kind of pass on that knowledge to the younger generation? If you have any kind of greener guys on your crew, what's the process by which you transfer that knowledge you've gained to those that are new to the industry?
Well, just taking the time to explain everything as best as you can, and then allowing them to do the work and observing, and with that, communicating any feedback and just opening that line of communication.
Yeah. When the jump from being a laborer to a foreman can be kind of intimidating for a lot of guys because it is a lot of responsibility, right? How did you know you were ready to make that leap? And what did you learn about yourself after making that jump to foreman that you were surprised by?
Well, to be honest, I didn't think I was ready. I was kind of offered the opportunity to run a crew. Um, but like anything else, I'm always, willing to face a challenge, a new challenge. So I took the opportunity, and I think I did pretty good because I'm still here.
Yeah. Um, how would you classify like your leadership style, right? Because you have a lot on your plate as a foreman. You got to make sure guys are in the right place at the right time, that paperwork gets done, all that different stuff. How do you make time to ensure that you're leading your guys? And what is that style for you?
Well, I don't know. I just like to start my days every day. We have to start with a daily huddle. But I like to look at my work ahead. Try to capture everything I can. Any challenges, any discrepancies. And when we tailboard, we open up the talk to the group. Maybe they caught something I didn't. And just lining out the work, making sure they got the tools they need, and the things they need to do to work safely.
I'm curious what kind of advice you would give someone who's looking to get into the industry. What would you tell them are important skills that they should either develop, or if they have those skills, how would you sell them on getting into this kind of work?
Well, you have to have a good work ethic, a people skills, because we're working with customers day in and day out. You need to be able to, be able to work with others, because we do end up spending more time with our work family than our actual families back home. So that's really important to be able to sustain that culture.
What are some of your favorite parts of the job that you get to do on a daily basis?
To be honest, it is just showing up to the job site, looking at what's ahead of you, and just you know doing the work, and at the end looking back and having that sense of accomplishment. Having positive feedback from customers because they get to see when we show up on their properties. We start digging up holes and whatnot, so it looks like a war zone. At least that's what some of them describe it like. And then at the end of the day, when we're done, sweeping up the last little bit of dirt or sand, they come out and they're just totally surprised and amazed of the quality of work that we do. So
Yeah.
that sense of accomplishment, seeing their faces, their happy faces, that's goes a long way.
We have a program around here called What I Live For. It just reminds us to be safe every day and reminds us what we go want to go home to. So Valentine, what do you live for?
Well, I live for my family. I have a beautiful wife of 16 years and, 3 kids, a dog, and a cat. So that's what I live for.
That's a full house right there.
Oh, it is.
That's incredible. Well, I like to finish every Faces in the Field with some rapid fire questions. I'm just going to toss them at you. You just tell me what the first answer is that comes to your mind. Does that sound okay?
Okay.
All right. Favorite season to work in?
Ooh. It would either have to be early spring spring or early summer.
There we go. Not too hot, but
Not
north.
too hot.
Yeah.
Don't like the heat.
Are you a shaded safety glasses guy, or are you going with the clear ones?
Shaded all day.
Shaded all day. I need to stop asking that question. I already know the answer from you guys. uh, are you a hot dog, hamburger, or other at the summer barbecue?
Oh, I'm a hamburger guy.
Yeah, there we go. And then finally, what's your favorite core value and why?
They all go hand in hand. You can't choose one without, the other. But I would have to say I'll choose commitment this time, just because you have to be committed to safety and quality. If you're committed with those other two core values, then reputation just falls in line. So yeah, I'd have to go with commitment.
Perfect. Well, Valentin, thanks for coming on Faces in the Field.
Thank you for having me.
All right, he's Valentin Quintero out of the West region at Miller Pipeline. If you want to join his crew, be sure to log on to millerpipelinecareers.com. Be sure to also follow us on social media for everything that's going on here at Miller Pipeline. This has been Faces in the Field. We'll see you next month.